here. We're at Zloz Hour studio, and every night is Friday night. So let's go on and see what the fuck's going on. So Wendy, who was the drummer when I saw him at Long Beach? I don't remember Bill Ward drumming. I remember
was that the first album?
Yeah, definitely.
It would have been Bill.
It would have been Bill.
I
gotta go look at those photos now and see. I thought it was someone else drumming. So no, Bill was always in and out, I think. But
well, he had some family problems, and so he decided he didn't want to tour.
Right.
So he left the band, and they recruited Vinny Appice, which I think he was 19 at the time.
You know what? I think Vinny was in the band when I saw them.
Was it? Maybe.
I don't know, but you know, I was just out at Carmine's house to start his Jaguar because he couldn't get it started. Carmine's in New York, so Vinny was there. But Vinny, you know, the Appice family, Carmine Appice, Vinny Appice, great drummers.
No, it's Carmine Appice and Vinny.
Carmine
Appice.
Yeah.
See, their brother. So Vinny goes by Appice, but Carmine goes by Appice. Now, we're gonna have them on this show, and I'm gonna go face to face and go, guys, what's your real last name? Is it Appice or Appice?
I mean, have the other brother, Frank, on there as well.
They got a Frank?
They have another brother.
Oh my
so I don't know what he goes by.
He probably goes by Appice or something like that. Appice, yeah, like related to Don Amici, Appice. So. But anyway, so yeah, Vinny's a great drummer. So I guess that's when Ronnie started working with Vinny. And
I'll tell you a funny story about their mother.
Their mother?
Yeah.
Is she still around?
No, she passed away. But she used to go to this record store and she used to buy these records all the time and I'd say, oh, my son plays in this band, you know. Carmine was a Vanilla Fudge.
Right.
You know, they were all these people, I like it. So then she came in a year later, I was like, oh, my other son, he plays in Black Sabbath. They went, yeah, right.
Yeah, right. Well, yeah, between the both of them, they played in about a lot of bands. I actually saw Carmine at the Hollywood Bowl in Vanilla Fudge. Open up for Jimi Hendrix.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't want to date myself.
I actually got the record from Deep Purple of Vanilla Fudge, and they were all looking at it going, oh my God, this band is amazing, we're going to listen to this band. It's amazing.
But you know what, when I saw them at the Hollywood Bowl, I was really too young to appreciate them, but still on iTunes back there, they do You Keep Me Hanging On. Their version's better than the Supremes, and then they got Ticket to Ride.
Right.
I mean, that's really a Tim Boger, you know, on bass. No one wants to play with Tim because everybody says he's a guitarist in a bass player's body, and he's always trying to outdo everybody. But I love Timmy, you know, he's great, and Carmine's great, but Vanilla Fudge, so.
That was a great band.
But so, okay, so Ronnie's now working with Vinny, and so what happened with the Black Sabbath with Ronnie? I mean, did they get 2 albums out of that or not? I know Heaven and Hell.
There was Heaven and Hell.
Right.
Mob Rules.
Right.
Then there was Live on Stage.
There was. Yeah. I guess I'm 2 down.
I can't remember what it was called. It wasn't called Live on Stage, but it was.
But it was a live album.
Live album.
Okay. And then what happened?
They had little disagreements.
Really? Musicians having disagreements?
Band
that
stuff.
never happens. Musicians disagreements? I thought all bands stay together forever. So.
And you know, a lot of things were, you know, everybody was young, everybody was doing drugs, everybody was egomaniac. So, you know, it was easy to have arguments.
Right.
So they parted ways. And then Ronnie went back 2 more times after that.
Right.
But you'll get to that.
We'll get to that. We still got the whole. So now he's introduced to Vinny. He's one of the greatest singers in the whole world. Who's now getting a little recognition by now, being in Rainbow and Heaven and Hell, taking over for Ozzy. So what's Ronnie's next venture?
Well, then he decided to form Dio. Dio as a band, not Dio as his name.
Right.
He always said it was a band. And so he went with Vinny. Vinny left Sabbath as well, so they were together. They got Jimmy in the band.
Jimmy Bain.
Jimmy Bain back from Rainbow.
Jimmy Bain.
Jimmy had said there was this kid in Ireland that they should look at, so they did.
Right.
And which was Vivian Campbell, and so that was the band.
Right.
Oh, and Claude Schnell.
Well, yeah, Claude keyboards.
Who was in a band of mine, Rough Cut, at the time that I managed.
Claude was in Rough Cut.
Claude was in Rough Cut. Ronnie stole him.
He
stole him from me.
He stole him from you.
He stole him from me. Yes, he did.
Yeah, but the funny thing is, I think you came to me in 1983 to do the first Dio shoot.
Yes.
But I remember Claude was in like 50% of the photos. He wasn't in all the photos.
No, he was kind of behind the scenes.
Yeah, that's okay. Sometimes, you know, at least you can, I guess he was at least on top of the stage. Nowadays, like when you used to go see Van Halen and they had the keyboard player, which just fits from Night Ranger, they put him under the stage.
Oh, yeah,
you couldn't even see the guy. He's like, you hear a keyboard, but I don't see a keyboard player. They're under the stage.
Well, Black Sabbath had a keyboard player that was always behind the stage.
They did?
Yeah.
Never saw him.
No. Jeff somebody.
Keyboards in Black Sabbath? Oh, yeah, wow.
Well, it's not really keyboard. It's kind of playing.
It's an ambient sound.
Yeah, it's
more or
kind of
less.
playing the rhythm part when someone's soloing and stuff, you know.
So then they come to me to do their first photo shoot. They made a pretty good decision there, and then the first album, that was Holy Diver, right?
Holy Diver, yes.
Holy Diver. I mean, who doesn't know the song Holy Diver? But I remember the first song was Stand Up and Shout, and it starts off with Vivian's riff, and I'm like, that record kicks some serious butt. Stand Up.
Some great songs.
Oh, holy, yeah. And then the next album, Last in Line, that was another. And Ronnie was on his way to getting some pretty big hits there.
We had Sacred Heart right after that.
Right.
We did a world tour with all of them. So, yeah, we sold out. I remember with Holy Diver, it was kind of came really fast, and we weren't expecting it, the success. And we booked for the Santa Monica Civic, and it sold out within an hour. So I put another show in. So they did a 6 o'clock show and a 9 o'clock show.
Oh, that's like what the you know Rolling Stones used to do. I saw them at the Forum. You know, the 9 o'clock show, which really started at 11 or 12, and then the 11 o'clock show, which started at 3 in the morning for the Rolling Stones. So,
what was typically his format of writing?
Oh, Ronnie writes watching sports. He was an avid sports fan. Always wanted to be a basketball player. Never grew tall enough. Was not allowed to really play much sports as a kid because his father made him play the trumpet 4 hours a day, every day practice. So he never had much time for sports, but he loved sports, absolutely loved sports. He could answer any question. In fact, ESPN has him on their show all the time because he knows the answer to every sports question.
What was his favorite sport?
Well, Yankees is his favorite, absolute favorite, and New York Giants.
Okay, so did he actually pull the guitar out? I mean, or
because he'd watch it on there, and he would
in the studio.
In the studio, he had big screen TV in there, and he would put it on, and because there's no real noise going on, it's just kind of there.
You don't need to hear it.
And he also said it didn't. If he listened to other music, he didn't want to steal something from someone unintentionally. So with sports, it was just, you know.
I find that with a lot of musicians, they want to be the sports guys, and sports guys want to be the musicians.
Absolutely.
All the time you see that. Yeah.
Well, you always want what you don't have.
Right.
I mean, I'll tell you a story. I found this big old shirt that was huge, and it was all tattered and kind of grubby and stuff, and I go, what's this thing? So I threw it in the garbage, and then I found out, Ronnie said, where's my Wayne Gretzky shirt that he gave me?
Wayne Gretzky shirt.
That's great.
I bet Wayne gave it to him.
He did.
Did he wear it, or did he? No.
Did you ever tell him?
Oh yeah, I told him.
You did tell him.
He never let me live it down. He told that story to so many people about what she did to my shirt.
You know what? One of my friends, he's a Yankee fan. One of my friends is great baseball pitcher Randy Johnson, who is going to be on this Zloz Hour. I spoke to him yesterday. He will be here.
He's a friend of Ronnie's.
Oh, really?
He'll come to Ronnie's shows. Yeah.
Randy's one of the biggest rock fanatics, and you know what?
And he used to be in the Yankees.
Yeah, I met him in the Mariners. You know, I shot him for Pearl Drums, and then I guess he went to I don't pay attention to baseball, I care less. Then he went to Pearl Drums, and then he's in Phoenix. What's the team?
Yeah, we saw him in Phoenix.
Diamondbacks. Yeah,
that's a show in Phoenix.
Oh yeah. And, well, that would be a nice picture. Randy and Ronnie.
There is a picture.
Oh my God! Did they fit them both in the same frame, or did Randy like?
I think Ronnie was standing and Randy was sitting, but they did take a picture in the dressing room.
He's a great guy, and you know what? Randy now is an avid rock and roll photographer. So guess who his idol in life is? You know. So.
I don't know.
Who would that be?
I don't know. Ross Alford.
Jim Marshall.
I know nothing about sports whatsoever. When I met him, oh my goodness, you're tall. You must you must be running real good with those legs and everything. He goes, I'm a pitcher.
Right.
I was like,
But he's a nice guy. You met
Very
him,
nice
obviously,
guy.
yeah.
Very nice guy. Yeah.
But yeah, I guess he was only on the Yankees for a year or two, season or two. So
Yeah.
so anyway, so let's go back to Ronnie.
Yes.
So where were we now? So he's
in Dio
band
now, which
Yeah.
is, by the way, a fantastic band name.
Yeah.
That's a great name.
Well, how many people can like
Have
Dio
their
can take
last
their
name.
Van Halen and Dio? Anybody else?
Their last name.
Cinderella. I remember the first time I heard
You have
that
to have a
name.
very
The band
strong name
Cinderella.
for it to be a band name. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
Dio, that is a good one. And Ronnie, we already had so much recognition by then. So
Yeah.
so that was good. You guys must have been living the good life in those days.
Then we did live the good
Yeah.
life. We didn't live the good life in Rainbow because we didn't have any money. We did. We started to get money in.
But you got to build. You got to set the
You gotta build,
foundation.
Yeah. And I was very careful with the money, so I made sure we had a nice.
Well, she also was the manager. She was Ronnie's lovely wife, but she was also the manager, which keep it in the family. Don't have the other manager out there ripping you
Ronnie
off.
said one time, he goes, I'd rather be, if I'm going to get screwed, I might as well get screwed by my wife.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's a good thing. I remember that. So.
But one question when you say the struggle, isn't part of the struggle the best part looking back?
Yeah, I think so,
know?
because we had ups, good times and bad times.
Right.
And when we came out of Rainbow, we came back to LA. We really had luckily my grandmother had passed away. Well, not luckily, but she left me some money, and we actually lived on that until we had like $800 I think left in the bank when Ronnie joined Black Sabbath.
Right.
And so those were
Right.
were fun.
Out of all those
Kinda like,
Rainbow
are we
records,
gonna make it?
Well, let me guess. Was the manager screwing everybody or what? No comment.
No comment.
Okay, no comment there.
No comment.
So anyway, but Ronnie had was lucky enough to play. He played with Richie Blackmore, like I said, one of my favorite guitarists of all time. Then he played with Vivian, who was a great guitarist. I'd say Ronnie discovered Vivian. If there wasn't any Dio, there wouldn't probably to me be any. If there wasn't any Dio, there wouldn't be any Vivian Campbell. And then he got to play with Craig Goldie, and I'm missing one. Who else did I shoot him with? Craig came after.
Craig came after Vivian.
And there was one more after Craig that I remember.
There's two more.
Two, but I only remember one. Too many brain cells ago. Who was right after Craig?
Doug Aldrich. Well, no.
Oh,
Aldrich
Doug.
played.
Doug,
Yes,
thank you. And then Doug was here for a long time, wasn't
No,
he?
he was there for a while. He got stolen by Whitesnake.
Stole, but came back.
He came back.
Yeah, because I did a shoot with Ronnie and
Right.
Doug over. And
'Cause we
Doug,
were going to do the last tour. Was going to be done.
Right,
with-
and Doug's
with
such a
Doug.
nice
He's a doll,
guy.
absolute doll,
He's such a
and
nice
a great
guy.
player.
He's great.
Great performer, great player.
Right.
Unbelievable. Yeah, David's very lucky to have him.
I know, yeah.
I talk to David quite often.
David's a nice guy.
He's a great guy.
I mean, he played in Deep Purple too. He had to replace Ian Gillan, which isn't too easy to
Your
do.
favorite band?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Deep Purple.
Well, yeah,
And
but-
Glenn Hughes.
Glenn's
Great
and you
singer
know what?
there.
I saw. You know what? When Glenn sang at Ronnie's tribute, oh my God, that was
unbelievable.
great. I mean, everybody was really good. Their Oni played,
Yeah.
but Glenn got up at the very end, and that was amazing because he's got him and David working together.
Well, Glenn was Ronnie's two favorite singers were Glenn and Paul Rogers.
Paul was
Those was his two favorite. And Glenn was
Paul.
a good friend of Ronnie.
Yeah.
Glenn turned Ronnie onto Indian food.
Oh, really?
Ronnie's was loved Indian food.